Sometimes life becomes loud, not because the world itself has changed, but because our minds keep multiplying every sound. Every thought becomes an echo, every worry becomes a shadow, and every memory becomes a weight. And yet beneath all of this noise, there is always a quiet place inside you, a space you may have forgotten, but one that has never disappeared. This podcast is an invitation to return to that place, slowly, gently, without pressure, without expectation, just presence. We spend so much of our lives searching outward. We chase goals, relationships, achievements, validation. We tell ourselves that once we finally reach a certain point, once things fall perfectly into place, then we will feel whole. But the truth is simpler and far more profound. The feeling of wholeness begins within, long before the world around us catches up. Self-discovery is not a sudden revelation. It is a quiet remembering. It is the slow unraveling of all the stories you were told about who you should be until you begin to hear the faint whisper of who you truly are. Most of us live with two versions of ourselves. The first is the outer self, the one that interacts with the world, solves problems, makes decisions, tries to appear confident, collected, stable. This is the self people see, the self we polish and protect, the self we build like armor. But then there is the inner self, the one we rarely show, even to the people we trust. The part of us that feels deeply, questions everything, and wonders about the meaning of existence. This inner self is softer, more honest, more vulnerable. And it is in that vulnerability that we find our truth. When you slow down enough to listen, you begin to notice patterns. You see the fears you've been carrying for years, fears that don't belong to you anymore. You notice dreams you've postponed because you were afraid of failing. You recognize habits that keep you comfortable, but also keep you small. And gradually something shifts. You start to understand that growth doesn't happen at the speed of excitement. It happens at the speed of awareness. The moment you become aware of a pattern, you are no longer fully controlled by it. The moment you observe a fear, it begins to lose its power. The moment you question a belief, it starts to loosen its grip. Self-discovery is a process of gentle questioning. Asking, is this really mine? Does this reflect who I want to be? Is this choice aligned with my soul or with my fear? These questions create space, and in that space, transformation begins. There is a profound peace that comes from realizing you don't need to have everything figured out. Life is not a puzzle to be solved. It is a path to be walked, step by step, breath by breath, one moment of clarity at a time. And the path is not linear. Some days you feel strong, motivated, connected. Other days you feel lost, tired, uncertain. But both states are part of the journey. Both are teachers. Both reveal a different layer of who you are. When you start listening inward, you begin to understand that emotions are not obstacles. They are signals. Anxiety may be pointing to an area where you are out of alignment. Sadness may be asking you to release something you've been holding for too long. Anger may be highlighting a boundary that has been crossed. Every feeling carries information. Every feeling has a message. The quiet path of self-discovery is not about controlling these emotions. It's about hearing them, understanding them, and allowing them to move through you without judgment. Because beneath all of it, beneath the fear, the confusion, the hopes, the doubts, there is a deeper layer of you that is calm, steady, and untouched by the noise of the world. A part of you that is timeless. A part of you that has always known the way forward. This is the self you meet when you slow down, when you breathe deeply, when you choose presence over distraction, when you stop trying to force life into a shape and instead allow life to reveal itself to you. And as you connect with that inner self, you begin to walk differently. You make choices not out of fear, but out of clarity. You speak not to impress, but to express. You pursue goals not because you're running from something, but because you're moving towards something meaningful. Self-discovery does not make life easier, but it makes life truer, softer, realer. You begin to feel alive in ways you didn't notice before, in the small moments, the subtle shifts, the quiet mornings, the long exhalations, and slowly, almost imperceptibly, you realized something important. The person you were searching for was always within you, beneath the layers, beneath the noise, beneath the expectations. All you ever needed was the courage to listen. Thank you for walking this path today. And remember, the journey continues, not with force, but with awareness, not with striving, but with presence, not with perfection, but with truth. Until next time, stay gentle with yourself.